Francis Network News evening anchor Mike Francis.
Good evening, America. This is Mike Francis with Francis Family News, giving you the 2017 year in review. At the top of tonight's news, we have the announcement of Lauren and Chris's engagement at the top of Mount Stowe. We have our correspondent Jimmy O'Toole live on the scene in the Francis family homestead with mother of the bride, Deborah Francis. Deborah, we heard your daughter Lauren got engaged to Chris during 2017. Were you surprised about the engagement?
Well, I had a feeling it might be happening soon. I didn't know when. It was their 5th anniversary, so I kind of thought that maybe something might be happening, but I wasn't sure. And I was, nervous the whole weekend. They were away in Stowe. I kind of had a feeling something was going on.
Yeah, we heard Lauren to me have had a feeling too, and was a little bit antsy. It didn't happen on the night she was expecting. What did you hear?
Well, I got a phone call Sunday morning while Chris was in the shower, and she said, "Nothing has happened. Nothing has happened." And then a few hours.
We interrupt this broadcast with some breaking news. We are told by recent reports that Murphy Francis has gotten into the kitchen and is eating some food. Please do not be alarmed. He's not armed and dangerous. He is just really damn cute and fluffy. But please check the kitchen at your earliest convenience. Now back to the broadcast.
Later, they went snowshoeing, and there was a trail, a snowshoe trail that went into the woods, and they were staying at the Von Trapp Family Lodge. And the Von Trapp family had built this lodge, a chapel. They built a chapel to go with the lodge, and it was out in the woods. Unbeknownst to them, when they started going, Chris had found out about this, but didn't tell Lauren. And off they went. Chris got on his knee and asked Lauren to marry him. And luckily, 15 minutes later, a couple from Canada arrived on the scene. They reenacted the whole thing. So that was nice to have all those pictures.
And luckily Lauren said yes too.
That is right.
That's a critical part of this.
That was very critical.
Thank you very much.
You were welcome.
Thanks, Jimmy. Up next, we've got an interview with Mike Francis. As some people have heard, he was recently unemployed after what is called by many as the summer, followed by the fall, followed by the winter of Mike. But fortunately, he has a new job. With us next is again Jimmy O'Toole interviewing his friend Easton Valcourt and lovely girlfriend Katie DuBois. Jimmy O'Toole here, correspondent with Francis Network News, at the home of Mike Francis, recently employed at the beginning of 2017 after the conclusion of the summer of Mike, the fall of Mike, and the winter of Mike. We have two of Mike's friends, his friend Easton and his girlfriend Katie, here to give some thoughts on the changes in Mike's life. So Easton, I heard Mike got a job earlier in 2017. How do you feel about this? Do you miss the constant ski conditions update and Francis feed pics?
This whole Mike Francis coming out of early retirement and getting back into the workforce has really put a cramp on the shred any day I'm home and just say, "Hey dude, I'm around, let's go." I'm really not impressed. It's time to find a new best ski friend.
Is that why you're wearing ski clothes in the morning of Mike Francis getting a job?
Yeah, I figured why not go out in a blaze of fashion. I think he's out. But I hear Lauren has a whole lot of free time.
So Katie, Mike got a job earlier in 2017. Do you miss the constant ski conditions update and Francis feed pics?
I don't. It's kind of nice going to work knowing that I won't get bombarded with beautiful pictures of the lake and skiing. It was really hard, I have to say, to date someone for so long who had so much free time, I would say.
I heard you had some concerns that Mike may not be the same person post-retirement now that he has a job again.
Yeah.
How has that worked out?
That was a big concern of mine. I don't know if people are going to change when they start working, and it's turned out nicely. I feel like overall still very happy-go-lucky. Yeah, good.
Do you miss the Francis feed pics?
Oh yes, I feel like I do. those come on weekends though, so it's nice. It's a good balance, I would say.
In record-breaking news in 2017, it was widely reported and recently confirmed by Brian Francis that Deborah, on the highway, while at the wheel, passed a car. Here we are with Brian Francis confirming this recent event.
I couldn't believe it. We've been married 38 years, and we usually drive, when Deb drives, she's in the right lane, and all cars pass Deb. And this summer, I couldn't believe we were going along, and there was a car that was driving slower than Deb, and all of a sudden she got upset and she stepped on the gas and pulled out into the passing lane, and we passed the car. This is the first that's ever happened. It was amazing. Yeah, she was pretty excited about it. You know, she's been hearing about it all the time. She sees us pass cars, and she had the experience.
Has she had any inclination to do it again?
No, not really. She's back in the right lane and just moving along behind every car, and every car passes her. So this is just could be a once-in-a-lifetime deal.
Could be. There is clearly a lapse in the universe.
Yeah, it might be it.
Thank you, Brian.
Oh, you're welcome. See you later.
Over the summertime, the Francis family departed with their 20-year-old, unfortunately unnamed boat, but dearly beloved by all. Amazingly, Mom Francis, better known as Deborah, has fallen in love with bow riders. Here we are with Megan and Lauren Francis talking about Deborah's newfound love for bow riders. So Megan, I heard over the summertime your family bought a new boat to replace your old boat. Could you tell us about how much your family loves it?
It's amazing. I got to be the first one who tried it, and I absolutely loved it. I didn't know how I would love it as much as I do. We were a little worried that our mom wouldn't like it as much, but I think she loves it the most.
Really? Mm-hmm. Are there any names considered for the boat? Because unfortunately, I heard your old boat never had a name.
That's right. So right now, the contenders are Little Debbie, April Love, Summer Solstice, and I think it's a long story was one of them. Mm-hmm.
Any of those ideas floating yet?
Ha! So it seems that Summer Solstice is the favorite. Not my favorite, but the favorite of the majority.
We had the chance to ask Lauren Francis what her mom's thoughts are about bow riders.
Geez, before the bow rider, it was the sit of all boats. But now that we have a bow rider, my mom said it's a whole new experience. A whole new experience. My mom's saying as she did.
It's like she's found religion.
She has on the bow rider of the boat. She loves it.
Would you say your mom's resistant to change?
Yes. Until she found the bow rider. Now she's just, change is happening.
Great news for the Francis family.
That's right.
During 2017, Michael Francis introduced a new challenge for the Francis family, now known as the Francis Planking Challenge, which was participated on by not only the Francis family, but also Katie Du Bois. Here is Katie talking about the winner's achievement in recent award ceremony. Katie, you recently participated in the 2017 Planking Challenge. What was the competition like?
Oh, the competition was pretty incredible. I mean, I consider myself a fairly athletic person, but you know, it was tough. I mean, after the first couple months, it just didn't get any easier, and then you know, to learn who I was really competing against, impressive.
Sounds like quite a challenge. I heard you were also there for the awards ceremony with the 2017 champion Brian Francis. That guy must be built like a brick, huh?
Oh my gosh, it was just I felt so privileged to be in the same space of this planking champion. I mean, it was definitely a pivotal moment in my life to be there for that moment.
Katie, thank you very much and good luck in the 2018 challenge. The highlight of the summer of 2017 was certainly capped off by Brian's 70th birthday party. It was an amazing event. Friends and family from all around New England came to celebrate with Brian. Here are a few clips and a couple interviews with Brian's daughters, Lauren and Megan, talking about the recent event. So Lauren, I heard that your brother gave an amazing speech about your father. Can you tell us about it?
Oh,
Well, wow. I mean, for the reserved, quiet person Michael is, I was blown away by the enthusiasm, how well he spoke, and just the speech he gave. I was really just blown away.
Was it embarrassing?
At times it was. I mean, I've never just seen him talk so much in my life, ever. That part was a little embarrassing. I was a little taken away, but...
We heard your father was a little late getting into the party itself. Can you tell us what happened?
Oh, well, we were all waiting for him, and we didn't know where he was, and everyone was about to leave. We didn't know where my dad was. And so finally he comes in, and it's a big hurrah, but it was awesome. He was a little late. My mom parked somewhere, I don't know what happened.
So he really dialed up the suspense for it like he knew he was doing, huh?
Oh, well, he really built up the suspense for the whole party, because I think he really knew what he was doing.
I heard he's a real party animal. He probably did that on purpose, right? Just to build the suspense up?
Oh yeah, my dad's a real party animal.
So Megan, we heard there was a small accident on the way up to the party. We heard maybe it was you. Was that true, and were you okay?
Yes, actually, it was true. It was a slight, what do they call it? Fender bender? Very slight, but yeah. I ended up stopping, and the other person was nice enough to call the police on me. And we sat there for quite a while at the liquor store, and we exchanged information, and I explained that I'm going to be very late for my dad, so when they were done, they let me go, and that was about it. It was a lot more eventful than I wanted it to be.
We heard your brother's a real stickler for time. Was he upset?
Well, he never told me he was upset, but there was a look in his face that told me he was pretty not happy. I don't imagine that he was extremely happy about it.
I've heard he's a pretty forgiving guy, so I'm sure he forgave you.
I think he just sometimes just knows it's gonna happen, and he just accepts it now.
We heard there was a pretty amazing cake that was custom made for your father. Can you tell us about it?
Yes. My mom, she put a lot of work into it, and my brother helped in making sure it looked exactly like our boat. It was pretty unbelievable. It was almost like a picture of the boat. I was really impressed.
Was it delicious?
Oh, it was absolutely delicious. It was very, very moist. Happy birthday!
Surprise!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
You can also go dinner now.
Are you surprised? I'm surprised. I almost got it with you because I was a car that was just like yours.
Oh, you saw it!
And I said, "That's Michael." No, it isn't. It is. So Deb did some good ad-libbing. Oh, what a surprise. Well, thanks, everybody. Say hi. Tell you that is the best way to I know.
Oh no, I had him at the end. I really wasn't going to.
Hello.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Hi.
Hey, Brian.
Ryan, we couldn't be happier to be here today. Happy birthday to you. We look forward to many more.
Say happy birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. Happy birthday, Dad. Are you eating anything yet? Hey, Dad.
Hey there.
What you getting?
Hey, you look great.
Thank you. What are you having?
I'm having a burger.
Oh, good.
And I'm enjoying it.
Should I go?
Everybody, pay attention for a second. I just want to thank everybody for coming tonight to celebrate my dad's birthday.
Thanks, Michael.
On behalf of my mom, Lauren, and my sister Megan, I really appreciate everybody coming here because my dad's a very special part of all of our lives, especially mine. You know, it's kind of neat because I know everybody in here differently. So I've got coworkers, we've got friends from childhood, we've got army buddies, we've got family, and it just means a lot that everybody's here to celebrate this tonight. I think, you know, you're a guy I've looked up to for most of my life, and you know, obviously as you know, any
Not
son.
all of your life?
Most of my there were times.
He's got the new boat now. He doesn't have to be nice anymore.
Mr. Rebellious here, but I remember, like, when I was a kid, you know, a lot of kids rebel against their parents. You don't want to hang out with them because, I don't know, their friends are more fun or whatever it is. But, you know, I never really saw my dad that way. We were always into the same sort of stuff. And I was thinking the drive up here, you know, like in middle school on winter break or spring break, I used to go travel with my dad up to go visit brokers and, you know, God knows where from moms. And, you know, it wasn't that I was trying to know where else to go. It was just, you know, I wanted to hang out with my dad, and I'm sure there's a free lunch involved. But I remember, you know, sitting in the back of some conference room reading a book about probably airplanes, and you know, I didn't really pick up on this until later in life. I learned a lot from watching how you would interact with, I mean, whether it was at business or with in our family or with friends. And you know, there's a word that I always think of you, and I'm probably not alone here, is you're probably the most dependable person that I've ever known. I mean, think about it. The guy is of a certain age, 5 days a week, at 5:30 in the morning, gets up, walks the dog, and goes to the gym. I'm 35. I can barely even do that 2 or 3 days a week at 6:30. Forget 5:30. It may not be the gym. Whether it's a favor, it's some advice, or you're looking for somebody, you know, who would, you know, think there's something a little more rationally than you would do that. So I've always thought of you that way. So. I'll leave you with this. One thing I've learned from you is appreciation for history. And you talk about Abraham Lincoln a lot. And one of my favorite quotes of Abraham Lincoln.
School with him.
is it's not the number of years in your life, but the life in your years. And not that I'm counting any, but you've obviously lived a lot in the years you've been here. So I hope I can live up to the same amount. So cheers to that.
Everybody. This is just, I mean, this was a complete surprise. The only thing that I should have figured out was when I saw Michael's car, but knowing that Michael does a lot of hiking up north, I just mentioned to Deb, I said, gee, you know, Michael's here. I guess they're getting up, going hiking or whatever. And that's about as far as I thought until I walked in the door. So it went completely over my head. It was a complete surprise. Great seeing all of you. You know, I know everybody from different pieces of my life, which is really interesting. One thing that really bothers me a bit is now everybody's together and they kind of different things. Like, oh, I didn't know that. So I'm a little nervous about that. But other than that, great seeing all of you. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate seeing everybody. All of you have been a part of my life at some point and continue to be. So good seeing y'all, and thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ryan, I think Joel wants to rebut the most dependable guy. Joel. It's your day, Brian.
Well said.
Here's the best mom.
I got lucky.
Wave, Mom.
I mean, I don't think anyone here, if there's kids, I would offer them to eat them, but I don't think anyone here.
She's the one to
Do you
ask.
want to save any of the trees or anything on top of the cake? Do you want to save those? No.
How you two hug?
Oh my God, that's you having a good time.
2017 has been an exciting year in the Francis family for everybody involved. In 2018, we've got some pretty amazing highlights. Who knows what will end up in next year's broadcast? Lauren and Chris are getting married. Mike and Katie are traveling the world. Brian and Michael are traveling the world. And who knows? Deb might pass 2 cars. This has been Mike Francis of Francis Family News signing off tonight. Thanks very much.